Welcome to this demonstration of Multispeak Web Services. In this brief demonstration, you will get just a taste of the power of web services as used in Multispeak. First, let us view the Web Services Index page. One of the links on this page will take you to the process model, which illustrates graphically all of the defined interfaces. In the process model, you will see boxes that represent functions of software. For instance, CB represents the customer billing function of a customer information system. MR represents the meter reading function of an AMR system, and so forth. Between the boxes, you will see defined interfaces. Each interface has an assigned number. For instance, the interface between CB and MR is interface 2A. For most of the numbered interfaces, there are two web services defined. Each web service is a collection of capabilities called methods, which may be called by another program in order to access some data or functionality of the hosting program. Now let's return to the index page and look at the interface between customer billing and meter reading. Here you can see that there are two web services defined that jointly implement the interface between customer billing and meter reading. One interface, denoted as CBMR, includes all of the web service methods that are hosted on the CB and called by the meter reading system. Clicking on the link CBMR opens a page that describes each of the methods on this web service. Each link here opens a sample page that shows an example message set for one of the methods. For instance, let's look at the messages for the Get Customer by Customer ID method. We know several things about this method before we even open it. The keyword GET in the method name indicates that this is a request response method. The next word, customer, indicates that calling this method will return customer data. The phrase by cust ID indicates that a single customer record will be returned that has the unique customer identification number that the MR passes to the CB in its request. Since the Get Customer by Cust ID method is hosted on the CB, the meter reading application can use this method to get the specified customer record. When we open the sample page for the method, we see two shaded boxes. The first shaded box shows the form of the request message that the meter reading or MR application would send to the customer billing or CB application in order to request the customer record. You can see that the cust ID parameter is specified in the request message. The CB returns the customer data matching the identifier specified in the response message shown in the second shaded box. Next, we will look at a publish-subscribe message pair that is implemented using the reading changed notification method, which is also on the CBMR web service. In this case, the keyword notification indicates that this is a means for the meter reading function to publish information to the customer billing system. In this case, only the meter reading system knows that it has updated information. Thus, the CB cannot request the data. It must be pushed by the MR to the CB function. The first message must come from the MR, and it must contain the information to be published. This requires the method to be hosted on the CB. The reading change notification method sample shows that the publishing message can carry one or more meter read objects that pass the updated readings to the customer billing application. The return message carries no information whatsoever unless an error occurred during handling of the published data. In the case of an error, the CB can return one or more error objects that let the publishing function know that the specific records were not accepted and why that might be. In the previous messages, we have seen two different ways that methods can be used to integrate data between applications. Now let us turn to the MRCB web service. And we'll see how one function can initiate actions on another program. That is to say, how one program can use functionality of another. This is an example of application integration. An example of this capability is the initiate meter read by meter number method. Even before opening this method, we know several things. First, the keyword initiate indicates that the customer billing application is initiating an action on the meter reading system. The meter read object name says that we want to obtain a meter reading, and the by meter number indicates that we are indicating which meter read we would like by the use of the meter number identifier. Now let us open the sample page for the initiate meter read by meter number method. In this method, the CB sends to the MR the identifying numbers for specific meters for which it would like to have the readings taken. The MR responds immediately with a response message that optionally contains error objects, just as we saw for the publish subscribe message set reading change notification. Notice that in all the messages we have viewed up until this time, the complete transaction was completed in one set of synchronous messages. That is to say, the applications maintained a connection until the communications was completed. Since it may take the meter reading system some time to actually obtain the desired readings, we need to allow the asynchronous messaging to occur for this business process. This is accomplished by relinquishing the connection after the response message has been sent, and then reopening a connection between the CB and MR applications once the meter reading is available. When the reading is available, the MR can publish that reading back to the CB using the reading changed notification method that we've already seen. You should also be aware that you can review the web service's description language or WSDL files that document all of the capabilities that are defined in Multispeak. Each web service has a link to the service description, which returns the WSDL file. WSDL files are themselves in XML and are thus human readable, but in fact they're intended to be consumed by a programming tool. A web-enabled programming language can read in the WSDL and automatically create all of the data classes and function stubs that are necessary to implement the web service, thus significantly reducing the amount of time necessary to write programs to implement the Multispeak web services interfaces. To investigate the Multispeak web services further, you may browse the web services on the Multispeak website, which may be found at www.multispeak.org. or you may download the WSDL files just as I have done here. Additionally, you may download from the website a complete set of files that permit you to host these web services on any Windows PC that has enabled an Internet Information Server web server. This concludes the demonstration of the Multispeak web services.